still think about you when I pass the old bus station. One, two, three, four. Get the keys to the Camry. I want to get messed up tonight. I don't work till Friday and it's Wednesday night. Don't want to be sober, want to get as lit up as I can. Go to bed when I see the light from the hockey mom minivans. Got my sister's hash, and my mom's smokes. I got my dad's whiskey, so hey, let's go. I got my dad's whiskey, so hey, let's go. We can go to the reservoir, have a mini bush party. We can eat acid, we can run from the police. Go to the Casbah, they won't check our IDs. Dance to fat cats, go in the bathroom, smoke all our weed. Got my sister's hash, got my mom's smokes. I got my dad's whiskey, so hey, let's go. I got my dad's whiskey, so hey, let's go. Gonna wake up tomorrow, super late in the day. The submarine sandwich wrapper in the bed beside me. Queen Street sub-assorted. My mom says the house has an oniony reek. When my sister finds her hash gone, she will shriek.
Oh, killer!
I got my sister's hash, got my mom's smokes. I got my dad's whiskey, so hey, let's go. I got my dad's whiskey, so hey, let's go. I don't mess with cheese puffs, I don't mess with Chester cheetah. And I judge you cheese puff eaters. Bow down to a cheesy that's superior. I'm always rocking the Hawkins. It's got real cheese in it. I think it's how I'm still alive. I never thought I'd eat something from Belleville, but here we are. I'm living in a cloud of unjust. I'm leading my best life. 'Cause Hawkins I like. Hawkins I like, Hawkins I like, Hawkins I like. It's like I got disease. I can't put down these Hawkins cheesies. Living in a cloud of orange dust, cloud of orange dust, cloud of orange dust, cloud of orange dust. And I rock that, rock that, rock that, rock that, rock that, rock that. At your wedding I'm best man. It's a lovely ceremony, but everyone stares at me. Your vows, I inhale these Hawkins cheesies. At your funeral, you look down, you curse me as I read your eulogy. I crush Hawkins cheesies, and your eulogy is also about delicious Hawkins cheesies. It's like I gotta can't put down these Hawkins cheesies. I'm living in a cloud of orange dust, cloud of orange dust, cloud of orange dust, cloud of orange dust, and I rock that. When you see me walk down the street and I'm drinking cheesy dust straight from the bag, don't you judge me, 'cause cheesy dust is life. Cheesy dust is life. Cheesy dust is life. Ashes to ashes, cheesy dust to dust. Cheesy dust to dust. Ashes to ashes, cheesy dust to dust. Cheesy dust to dust. You were once a tiny.
You're listening to System Kids on CKUW 95.9 FM, bringing the issues of youth in and from care, from their lives to your minds.
Hello, hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to System Kids on CKUW 95.9. I am one of your hosts today, Sonia. I have Kaylee, and I also have Jaina from Voices joining us, and our lovely SHLEE from our previous few times that she's joined us as well. Today we're gonna start off with
Hello, hello. Everyone's good to say hello before we get started.
Yeah.
So good to be back here. At
Yeah, welcome back,
CKUW.
Jana.
Thank you.
It's been a little while.
And it's so great to see SHLEE, who's not only a fabulous alumni from CARE, she's an artist and an advocate and just all around amazing.
We have gotten, over the past few weeks, we've gotten to know her, and we definitely agree.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to start off with a little icebreaker in tune with our theme for today, which is self-empowerment. So I'm going to start off by asking SHLEE a question. So what is one song that is your go-to power song? You can think on the
That's a
spot.
good one. We can only pick one?
Yeah.
Okay.
A go-to power song? Obviously Michael Jackson would be the artist of this song.
Oh.
All right, all right.
I guess one of them would be Keep the Faith off that Dangerous album. That was like when I was a kid, I used to listen to that song. And my therapist, I'd be like, this song, right? She's like, yeah, that song. She's like, listen to that one.
What
So-
was the name of that one again?
It's called Keep the Faith.
Keep the Faith. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
that was like a song for me as a kid.
Nice.
Yeah.
That reminds me also of George Michael Faith. That's another good inspirational
The
one.
Michaels.
So is
Michaels.
that your power song then, Jana?
No. Well, it's one of them. My power song is I go right to real authentic power, and I crack out the Aretha Franklin, the Whitney, Greatest Love of All, the, oh my goodness, what's the name? Or TLC.
Yeah.
So
Waterfalls.
Waterfalls. Unpretty. I love that song by
many. No,
TLC.
mine was more,
No Scrubs?
what
No.
was that one? Skinny Ho?
Oh,
you say that one?
I don't know.
Sorry. You're not allowed to say ho? What?
Unless we're saying ho 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 as in
Ho, ho,
Santa
ho.
Claus.
Hey, it's almost Christmas.
I don't know if that was the name of the song, but that was pretty.
What about you,
Shake it
Kaylee?
off.
For me, well, I have a couple of those pump up songs. One of them would be Fort Minor. Remember the name. It's another one is a Christian song called Chainbreaker. It's really, really good. And Fight Song by This Is My Fight Song. You know
Oh, yeah.
that
Okay.
one. Whatever her name is. Yeah. How about you, Sonia?
You know what? I'm drawing a blank.
Oh,
I have
no.
just a lot of different random songs, but I don't know. I kind of, drawing a blank here. I'm writing down these songs that you guys are saying so I can, take over those songs and they'll become my power songs maybe. I don't know.
We love my house. We loved that. The Ghostbusters.
Oh, yeah.
Some young people we used to work with. I worked with. One song we liked was from Madagascar. I like 'em big. I like 'em chunky. Like Will I Am to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
fun.
The other, what was that one? We were talking about it earlier today. Oh, Let It Go from Frozen. That is a great song when you're trying to just let it go.
Yeah.
Well, I
No.
think too we were talking about it in the context because of Frozen 2 is coming out right
Yeah.
away, and we
Yeah.
thought, what a great movie
Yep.
for young women or for any young kid, and their new song out of that movie, that soundtrack.
Yeah, if you haven't
They are
heard
taking
it.
the teachings from like the 12-step community, and one of the suggestions they give young people or any people learning a new way of life to learn to live sober. There's often times when we're lost in anxiety or we're feeling powerless over people, places, and things, and you don't know what to do. The name of this song is going to be called Do the Next Right Thing. So that's really in line with CBT teachings and like 12-step, and just stay where your hands are and do the next right thing. Don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about yesterday. Don't worry about 10 hours from now. If you can't live one day at a time, try 1 hour, 1/2 hour, 5 minutes, or a song. Put on a song and shake it off. And yeah.
No, for sure.
Or singing to empower yourself.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So just sing by
Heck
yourself in the
yeah.
shower,
Music lifts
One of-
vibration, right?
one-
Yeah.
So
One of my favorite jokes is, well, it's not really a joke. I don't know. Whatever. But it's, I usually sing in the shower But when I get soap in my mouth, I become a soap opera. Okay, I messed that up, but
That
you got
wasn't
the
very
gist.
punny. That wasn't punny enough for me. I'm so sorry for you. Sorry, try again.
Yeah.
Okay, bye
No, that
bye.
was good. Soap opera.
Soap opera,
Yes.
yeah.
Dun 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 dun.
But I messed it up, so we'd have to actually like look up the real. Anyway, so Sonia, did we get an answer out of you? What is your power song?
I'll give you one.
5, 4, 3.
Okay, just for the theme for today, I'm thinking of, you mentioned Shake It Off, so Taylor Swift, Shake It Off.
Sure.
I guess, you
Yeah.
know, right?
How about
Yeah.
my music? Sure.
I've got the power.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
CNC
song.
Music Factory? That's a
If,
pretty
if
powerful
we're talking
song.
kids' music, Try Anything by Shakira that was in the Zootopia one. That was good too.
Yeah. About Everything is Awesome. Lego movie. Hello. I've only been forced to watch that a couple hundred times.
That is, yeah, for sure. Well, it's been really good hearing everyone's power songs for sure. And like over the last 2 weeks, we've been exploring what it means for youth in care to be powerless.
But they're not powerless. We got to stop saying kids are powerless. Powerless? Saying, sorry, I had to say, I don't feel that we're things we're powerless over sometimes. People, places, things, systems. But at the end of the day, it's our choice, right? Life, 10% of what happened, 90% how you choose to react to it. So we can choose not to be powerless. We can choose to be resilient and find some power. You know, I can't control SHLEE, but I can control how I talk to SHLEE. So maybe SHLEE and I will hang out more. That'd be cool, right?
Yeah.
So I think we need to be mindful in how we frame and as we label it, so we claim it. So, but yeah, empowerment. So over the last 2 weeks, you guys explored that stuff.
Yeah.
And look, now today we're going to be looking at tools, a little bit of tools, and we're going to talk about the news. Lots of great stuff happening, and also some scary stuff happening. But there's always hope, and there's lots of great people and lots of great helpers, lots of good places in the community. And today we're going to talk about one of those. And today, what did we
And
choose?
just a little bit. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. But before that, we're going to talk about our rights highlight for this week.
Ooh.
And we're very lucky that we're able to have our participant from the previous few weeks that we've kind of just, got to interact with and such. She got to read out our rights highlight last week. And
Oh, nice.
we're going to try to get that started here.
That's lovely.
But also
What
I
else
wanted
are
to...
we doing?
Sorry?
I said, what else are we doing today?
We're going to talk about a great resource later, like you mentioned. We're going to talk, have a great local song for you. We're going to talk about a multi-million-dollar initiative supporting Métis students in Manitoba, which I'm excited to talk about later on, because we were talking in the office earlier about how just maintaining that hope, like voices are getting heard.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I think that this is a beautiful topic. It's a huge topic. And then this is something I could talk about for days on end. We're not going to be able to do it the justice I feel it deserves, but this is a great conversation starter. And, voices were just a phone call away, 982-4956, extension 235 if you want to talk to me. Just kidding. And also Facebook. We have our Twitter. So any suggestions you have about empowerment, an empowering song or something you want to share with us?
And voices is 19 to 29, so
14.
14.
14 to 30.
Oh, sorry
or
about
actually
that.
even 12. Actually, we have one that's 11.
But like a lot of young people sometimes don't know the resource.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you can come if you're old. If you feel old.
Yeah, and if you're in the care.
Yeah.
In or from care.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. This is good. Okay.
All right, so we're good to go, and we're going to have our friend Rocky introduce our right for this week.
Hi, my name is Rocky, and I'm here with my friend Marie, and we will be sharing Right 39 from the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child.
Article 39 states that you have the right to get help if you've been abused, neglected, or treated badly. So, Rocky, what does it mean to be abused?
Abused is when somebody hurt, spanks you, or touches you uncomfortably.
Oh, okay.
What does neglected mean, Marie?
Neglected, that means you're not being taken care of. No one's combing your hair or getting you to take a bath or getting you to go to school. You're just not being taken care of. What do you think it means to be treated badly?
Treated badly means when nobody's, I don't know, kind of forget, but I don't know.
It's okay, keep going. What do you think?
I think treated badly is when no one listens to you or no one respects you like you respect other people.
Okay, that's pretty good. So this right says that we have the right to get help if those things are happening. Who do you go to for help?
You can come to Voices, or you can call, or you can go to Child Advocate, or call Mobile Crisis Team.
The Mobile Crisis Unit, yeah.
For help.
Yeah, those are 3 great places to go for help. Thanks for doing the rights highlight today.
Woo woo! Wow,
Yes.
what a future rock star!
She's amazing. And those are all her ideas, right on the spot.
Yeah, we
Right?
did not tell her what to say.
That's fabulous.
Was that a boy or a girl?
That was
Does it matter,
Rocky.
Oh,
Rocky?
that could be a girl name
So
too.
the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child, we do workshops just for anyone that's on their ride home right now. If you're a worker or a teacher or an ally or an alumni and you want, if there's an organization where you think we love to come out and tell people about us, and not just about us, but about the rights of young people in infirm care and their responsibilities. And we summarize and customize our rights workshops to different age groups. We have a great time usually in the summers with the Boys and Girls Club CSI summer learning program, and we are usually able to do rights presentations to like 800 students in a summer, and we can't really teach all of them, so I'm glad we highlighted Rights 39, but just want to throw it out there that we do summarize it and customize it to younger kids, and that we talk about the 4 B's, and the rights all go under the 4 themes. And so it's basically, anyone has the right to get help, for sure. You don't have to wait to be abused to get help. Everyone has the right to be safe, to be heard, to be healthy, and to be themselves, and they're all connected, right? If you're not feeling heard, then you're not going to feel safe to be yourself. If you're not safe, you're going to be healthy or be yourself. So they're all interconnected, and we love talking about that. And call us, tweet us, Facebook us, Insta us, if you want to know more. Anyways, and I'll pass it back to you.
Of course. Kaylee, what do you think? Why do you think this was an important right to talk about today?
Oh, well, first off, I think we should say a big thank you to Rocky and Marie for doing that. That was amazing of our little person. Little person as in youth in care.
Yeah,
small.
no, for sure.
Thanks. I think we were picking up what you were
Yeah,
laying
yeah.
down there,
Just
Miss
wanted
Kaylee.
to
Thank you.
clarify,
Thank
all
you.
right? Yeah.
Okay.
Save
So-
yourself there.
Okay, so why I thought this was important is it directly refers to child abuse and maltreatment. So, like Rocky said, child abuse is when somebody can physically harm you, or they call you bad things, or they're not taking care of your needs. There are so many different ways that a child can be maltreated, and reach out to us if you have any questions about it, or to a teacher or something like that.
Trusted adult.
Yeah, a trusted adult, exactly.
So, what do you think about this, right? We have our alumni in the house.
Where is it on the?
Well, if I could just finish.
Yeah.
While SHLEE is figuring out what to say.
What do I think about the right to get help if you've been abused or neglected? Right. Well, sometimes kids don't know how to advocate for themselves because trauma, obviously, as some of us know, that we normalize it because we don't know any better. So you don't always know to, like, I've heard stories of girls, young ladies or children or whatever being like, oh, this is happening at home, and the people around them are going, that's not normal. And then they go, it's not. Like, so how, do you know what I mean? Like, so it's frustrating because it's like, how do you implement more security and more, you know, like, how do you, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of tricky.
I just want to add, actually, that's a really good point because, you know, when it comes to children and adults, with children, you know, they look at an adult as, you know, they're supposed to trust this person. They're supposed to listen to them, to tell them what's right or wrong. So when they're being abused, neglected, or maltreated, they're going to think it's okay because this is the person that, you know, whether it's a parent, a family member, a close friend of the family.
Could
And
be
it's
a boyfriend that's grooming them. It
Yeah.
could be a pimp, but they think it's a boyfriend.
Exactly. And so, like,
Right.
they, as a, you know, while they're developing, they're starting to learn what power is, I guess, right? So in the sense of, like, you know, if they're being abused, maltreated, neglected, there's a power of imbalance. So, you know, they're supposed to respect and listen to adults, and then when they're getting abused, maltreated, neglected, and whatever, you know, they accept it, right? And then it's easier for them to accept it and then think that, you know, it's their fault that this is happening. It's their fault that that person that they're supposed to trust and respect is doing this to them. So they think that something's wrong with them. And then the message that I want to get across is that, no, nothing's wrong with you. It's not your fault. An adult should know what's right and what's wrong. And doing that is abusing their power of being an adult. And so basically, you know, just know that, you know, the message that I want to say is just that it's always the adult's fault. It's never a child's fault.
That's not self-empowerment either.
What do you mean?
Yeah, tell us more.
Abusing your power isn't self-empowerment.
No. That's right.
As
If you
in
have to,
the parent?
if you have
Or-
to exude power over someone, that she's saying you're not self-empowered. Because people that are happy, healthy, and confident don't need to take advantage of other people's
Right.
less power. Right? You're not taller if you chop off someone else's head,
Right.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry that I kind of cut you off, Kaylee. If you want to finish. Or you want to add to where we are, let it go, what you were going to say before, and continue on? Or do I have to start singing a self-empowering song right now?
No. No, I just think that, you know, this right was important because it's so easy to just being, you know, youth in care, being, you know, you're trying to trust the system, trust those around you. And when those around you, if you are being abused, neglected, or maltreated, you know, you're normalizing that abuse. You know, it's important to know that it's not normal, it's not acceptable, and it is okay to get help. It is okay to voice out to get help. And I think that's the scary part.
Yeah.
Of, you know, rebelling, I guess.
Yeah.
I wanted to add something too. And when someone's trying to get help, or a child's trying to reach out and get help, or someone's trying to tell them to get help, it's tricky because sometimes people will tell you what's happening to you is wrong, and then like try to make the child who's been abused or neglected or whatever, try to explain to them how to like not internalize what happened to them from the other person. That's nobody did that for me, so I walked around with like shame for years. So like that's something that needs to be brought up.
Yeah, and hope that's something people need to get better at. Organizations, I think, have come, like, there's better people, healthier teams, more teachings, and it's
mindfulness.
Mindfulness.
There's a mindful way to tell a kid what happened to them is that it's wrong without making them feel more ashamed.
Yeah, and I think it's even more powerful to show and help them identify and see that for themselves. Kind of like when we're working, say, for example, like with our young girls that have been exploited. Again, they're groomed, they're conned, they're into exploitation. To just come out straight up and say, hey, you're being abused. They'll be like, F you, bye, no, I'm not, right? And then, but if you build a rapport, build relationship, hang out, for me, when I was working in the group homes, and as an alumni of care myself, I thought, like, how would I been like to have been treated when I was that group home kid?
Right.
So it's we have the conversations, these things, these teachings sometimes come best when they're come organic from the relationship, right?
Yeah.
So I do spa nights. I'd be like, okay, girls, clean your feet, I'll paint your nails. And then we talk about sex. We talk about dating. You know, these boys are going to come pick up. I'm like, that boy's going to pick you up. You bring him to the door, and I'm going to make sure he knows he's accountable to me, and I will beat him if he hurts you. He better know that, right? Because it's not just abuse from parents. It's once kids come into the system in need of protection, who's protecting them? Who's protecting these kids when the awesome workers aren't working? If I'm, you know? So it can happen everywhere. But going back to our topic of empowerment, self-empowerment, getting to the positive, getting to the solutions. Like I said, we're never going to cover all of this.
Right.
But there's, you know, what makes us feel good? What makes your heart happy? You know, what helps you connect from your head, your heart, all the way to that pit of your stomach, that, you know, that knowingness where every atom in your being knows that to be true, that intuition, right? When we get abused, when we have to decompartmentalize our lives to survive, to be in survival mode, we're half awake, and that's part of it. But once we get aligned and feel safe to be connected again, you know, our powers, there's no roof on that.
Yeah. And talking about mental, emotional, and physical health, we're going to transition over to our community connection. This week, we're going to talk about RAY, that's RAY, Resource Assistance for Youth. You can find them online at rayinc.ca.
At 125 Sherbrooke.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's all good. And I wanted to just share their mission statement, which I thought was impactful. Their mission statement is to provide youth with what they need on their terms to better their lives.
Yes! Yeah. Huh? Woo!
Awesome.
Love it.
I wanted to actually talk more about the program that they offer from the Health and Wellness Department. They offer so many services: brief interventions, informal counseling, one-on-one supports. That's a big one. Referrals to treatment, assistance overcoming barriers to treatment, pre or post treatment plans. And basically this program is targeted to youth with their mental, emotional, and physical health. They by providing low barrier access to them with a community mental health worker, an addiction support worker, and a nurse practitioner. So they come from a holistic approach and also a harm reduction approach. So they target both the physical and mental health, which is what you were talking about, which is, you know, you can be physically healthy, but, you know, it's a different thing to be mentally healthy, right? And vice versa. So the harm reduction approach, for all our listeners, basically what this means is that it's to reduce the impact of untreated or undertreated mental health issues. So RAY supports youth prior to, during, and after treatment at the discretion of the youth participants.
Beautiful.
Drop-ins are Monday through Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. So that's pretty awesome. And if that's not, I guess, doable, basically you can make an appointment. There's a phone number online. I'm going to share it with you all. It's 204-783-5617. You can call, make an appointment, meet with a community mental health worker, addiction support worker, or a nurse practitioner. Thought it was pretty awesome.
That was really great. I really loved how very informative, very professional. You could be like a newswoman. You could take Cord LeClaire's new job.
No.
They need some help. But I popped in at Ray today, and picked up a new batch of the Winnipeg Outreach Network maps of services around the city. And Voices is on there. There was an oversight of the first printing. And yeah, it was great. I have some great colleagues there that have been there for many, many years, helping many, many young people exactly on their terms. Like us, they engage their young people in terms of what kind of programming they deliver. And Voices will be there in the near future.
Pretty good. Pretty awesome.
And for those talking about empowerment and powerless, it always reminds me of addiction, especially every day I'm praying for the police and our first responders, because I see that they're a lot busier than normal. And Ray has an NA meeting there Saturday nights at 8:00. It used to be Sundays. So
pretty awesome.
For anyone that is wanting to explore that, that is there too.
Like NA, like Narcotics Anonymous?
Yeah, they have a meeting there.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah.
And for other young people, there's a young people's meeting Friday nights, which I believe is AA. But it's the same 12 steps. It's the same work. Doing that kind of work is very self-empowering.
Yeah. And it's
right?
awesome that
But
it's on
the
a
step
Saturday.
one is the powerless.
Yeah.
Well, there's meetings every day of the week.
But I feel like, you know, a lot of what I've been encountering is a lot of Monday to Fridays, or just Mondays, or just Tuesdays, just Wednesdays. So this is the first time I'm hearing of a Saturday, you know, so that makes me kind of, you know, just makes me happy.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's definitely help. There's definitely options and choices people can do.
Yeah. So, Kaylee.
And there's a lot of helpers that are happy to walk with young people beside them, behind them, in front of them to lead the way, or just as a backup anytime.
Yep. So we're about halfway through our show today.
Music time.
And, music time. And Kaylee's going to do us the honor of introducing our artist and our song.
Hi, yeah. So this weekend I met a very wonderful woman, and her name is Brandy Vizina. Hopefully I'm saying that right. She is a Winnipeg-born Indigenous country and blues singer. She is both a songwriter, educator, author, speaker, and blogger. She's a strong supporter of youth and is committed to a healthy lifestyle and community activism. So with her song, Walk Away, which is the one that we'll be playing, she hopes it will encourage people to leave toxic relationships. And toxic meaning it could be abusive, it could be controlling, just anything that strongly negatively affects somebody. She's used her personal experience to write music that is meaningful and helpful to those who need the message of self-perseverance, which basically means surviving and allowing, like, making yourself survive.
Perseverance is pushing through, like trudging, like not giving up.
Yeah.
Right? Keep doing it even if you're tired.
Yeah. So, her music, as much of a fan as I am, apparently I'm not the only one, as Brandy was selected by Indigenous Music Awards, Manitoba Music, and the Manitoba Art Showcase as an emerging artist back in 2018.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Right
she
on,
actually,
Brandy.
for the next one, she's got her next performance at the Manitoba Music Open Mic Night, and that's December 17th at 6:30.
Okay.
So
Very
without
cool.
further ado, I would love to introduce you to Brandy. And we'll see you when we come back.
There's a way to live, you see, that's not such insanity. Wasn't telling anyone what was really going on. Gonna have to go
Welcome back. Oh, I just love that. That
too.
walk away if you want to survive has been stuck in my head like ever since I heard of the song. I like it. Yeah,
It's wonderful. It's beautiful.
it
I love
is, and like the message is like, yes, it's clearly stating walk away if you're going to survive or if you want to survive, but beyond that, you know, it doesn't just refer to a relationship in the sense of man, woman, 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 man, man, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, it's more. It's, you know, this can be with a parent. It can be with friends. It can even like to the point where siblings, you know, if you are being maltreated, if you are being wronged, walk away. And it's not as easy as that for sure. And I'm not discounting that, but if you can get out of a difficult situation.
Right. Well, you know, like I like to say, there's no end point to your journey. There's no end point to your healing journey. So this song kind of transitions into that, you know, anytime you're at a barrier, you're like, walk away.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
What do you think, SHLEE, about that song?
I liked it. It was very melodic and nice, and she's got a sweet tone of voice. I'm not. What's her style? What genre?
Well, it says country blues.
It's not really my thing. I can appreciate some blues, but I don't know. I have an appreciation for music in general, so so it's like I can empathically just be like, oh, I feel that. I understand where she's coming from.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Cool.
I think that for at least for myself, it can definitely be seen as one of those power songs, you know, that we were talking about.
Maybe it could be my power song.
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know. It's a beautiful song. For me, I don't find it super empowering. For me, I don't know what's the matter with me if I'm born backwards, but I wonder, you know,
Like
is
reassuring.
walking away always the solution? Sometimes it's just having some boundaries or recreating new agreements in a relationship. But
That's wise to say that.
Fair, but the
So-
song is talking about toxic relationships, right?
I just
So
heard
every-
mostly the chorus,
But
I didn't
every-
hear every line. But
I
yeah,
came to the realization over the last year and maybe a bit that everyone has the potential for toxicity. It's how we deal with that within our relationships with others and our willingness and tolerance to deal with them. And sometimes people aren't ready to deal with each other.
Well, and
what if someone was just hangry one day?
yeah, for
I mean,
sure.
what if you just
So-
would have fed them? They would have been, calm
Walk
down.
away if your
Walk away.
tolerance.
Halt is a good one too.
Yeah.
Are they hungry, angry, lonely, tired? Is this jerky behavior been around for a while? Okay, then bye-bye. But,
It
you
sounds
know,
like
if it's mostly good, like we weigh it out. Is there more? Does this relationship energize me or drain me? Am I more drained from this person than energized? Then, you know, there's no easy, you know, it's either this
It's
or that.
50-50.
Yeah, or 100, but there's lots of gray area is what I'm trying to say.
Everyone can improve. Everyone can walk away.
Oh, is it weather time? Who's the weather girl tonight? Sonia.
Not Kaylee.
Oh, Kaylee. Okay.
Kaylee's good at this.
All right. I want to hear some bubbliness. Come on.
Good at this. Well, today we will be seeing the weather. No, okay,
Ooh
sorry.
la.
For today's
PG-13,
forecast,
por favor.
for today's forecast, we have a high of 0. Woo, woo, woo. So
Awesome.
we're almost breaking even. Tonight we're going down to -3, which, as for it being nearly December, which is a scary thought, that's amazing. Tomorrow we're going to be having some light showers, or light snow showers at a -2. And then basically for the rest of the week, we're going down between -5 and -7, or -11 at night. And we're starting Friday, we're going up to +1 for a couple of days. So that's pretty great.
But right now, it's nice.
Yeah.
But right now,
good walking
it
weather.
is 0.
Beautiful. And it looks like sun and more sun. A little bit of cloud. Mostly sun. Looks pretty positive.
Yep.
Yeah, looks pretty great.
All right, we're going to move on to our child welfare in the news. We want to leave some room near the end of our show today as well to talk about our self-empowerment strategies and maintenance. That's
we
the
may
most
not
important
be able
part.
to have time to get to that. We got 10 minutes.
We will try. Well,
If
anything's
not,
possible.
we can also add the self-empowerment tips to our winter newsletter that we're going to be working on.
Yeah, for sure.
too and post it on our page. But
All right. So over the weekend, Kaylee and I had the chance to read about the multi-million initiative to support Métis students in Manitoba, and it was a great article. Many articles out there, actually, about this. But basically, what this means and what it is the Manitoba Métis Foundation and basically the government. They are going to be providing Manitoba Métis Foundation with $90 million over the next 10 years. That's $90 million. And then $9.9 million for every year after that. And what this program and what this funding will be is basically to provide funding for undergraduate and advanced or professional degree programs for youth. And this will go towards tuition, books, travel support, and living allowances. And basically for 2019-2020 of the academic year, the maximum amount per full-time student will be $5,000. And there are eligibility requirements. So that, the article came out, we read about, we're like, this is great. But we dug a little deeper and we found out what basically, or a little bit more about the program. So basically, those that are eligible you'll have to be enrolled into an undergraduate program and an undergraduate program or an advanced or professional degree program. And basically, Manitoba Métis Foundation, they will be responsible for determining the funding and selection criteria. It's unknown right now, but basically Government of Canada provides the funding, and then Manitoba Métis Foundation will create the requirements. So I just thought this was pretty awesome, just because, that's a lot of money, a lot of students that this will reach. And on another note, if you do decide to pursue a professional degree or a master's or doctoral program, the $5,000 can be exceeded to a maximum of $8,500. And then something that's really important to just note is that no student is automatically entitled to this amount. Again, there's criteria and a selection process. So we're going to, be on the lookout for that and, keep you guys updated.
yeah, and I'm sure our friend Laura Lynn, the Queen of Scholarships at Futures Forward, will have all the deets you need on this when it's scholarship season application time. So this will be great and enhance, the funding that's out there already, the great work with the tuition waivers and the Futures Forward bursary and Keith Cooper. Every little bit helps. Every little bit helps. So this is great.
Yeah.
Specifically for people that qualify to the MMF. MMF does amazing work, and even the summer learning program they fund are actually at Voices are a couple positions every summer for summer students, and we met a couple beautiful ladies this summer that came and checked on the students. And so it's not just giving the money. What I love about MMF is that they also provide the support, right?
Exactly.
It's not, money's not the solution to everything. Right?
Yep. All right, so this is our most exciting part of the show today.
Oh.
It's, for me and Kaylee at least.
Is Magic Mike here?
No. No.
Don't.
Just kidding. That's another show, another tune. But for the past 2 weeks, we have spoken about powerlessness and what this means for youth in care. It simply means that power has been removed or made to feel, those are made to feel pushed down by others or situations. And with self-empowerment is taking control of our own life, setting goals, and making positive choices. And basically, we feel and we think that this means that we have to understand our strengths and weaknesses and believe in ourselves. We also have talked about the process of being empowered by others to increase our feelings of power and abilities. So today, we're going to talk about, or at least for the remaining of the show, we're going to talk about the process or journey to self-empowerment. And we say it like this because self-empowerment is not an overnight fix, but it is about claiming your own path and story and not letting anyone or anything control that. It is about taking control over your life, strengthening your self-trust and awareness to make the best decisions so you can ultimately thrive.
Yeah, well said. So for today's show, we're talking about self-empowerment. So we've walked through what it means to be
Powerlessness and self-empowerment. SHLEE.
So self-empowerment is also like a double-edged sword because you can empower yourself in negative ways too.
Yeah.
I just wanted to add that.
We're going to focus mostly on positive self-empowerment and strategies for that. But basically, you know, in order to learn self-empowered tools, there are a few key things that are needed to be done before that. Kaylee's going to start us off.
Okay. So who are we self-empowering? Is this these tools, okay, before you get into them, is this for everybody? Is this for teenagers, for kids, for workers, or...
I mean, it's for all our listeners, youth in care, workers,
Okay.
for anyone listening, anyone that this can touch.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
So based off studies done, we know that the disruption caused by being brought into care can be extremely traumatic, just like SHLEE was saying. You've been removed from your home and your family and your friends and often school. This action alone can largely influence your self-worth, meaning how you value or view yourself. So the feeling of your life being in a way flipped upside down through these new changes leaves a feeling of what's best described as hopelessness or powerlessness. Basically just you're being so pushed down and you feel like you have very little control over what your path is going to be. So
And that's not your fault if you're feeling that way. I just got to throw that out there.
no, it is
Sometimes
not.
we infer that based on the evidence the false evidence that appears real around us, right?
Normalizing
you remember,
it.
right?
Normalizing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, we get to talk more because we're the actual survivors of the system. I'm just
Start to unnormalize it, you guys.
Yeah, yeah. But no, these are awesome. Carry on.
Yes.
Discussion. I feel like we should be like The View, right? Everyone pops in and I feel like every time I pop in, I'm almost throwing you off your groove. But don't let me, girl. Just keep grooving. Go, Diga.
So this will affect your confidence, feelings of stability, ability to stay up and caught in school, and if you're able to even stay in school.
Yeah, it's true.
So-
Every time kids move from schools, having to move, their GPA goes down by 40%. That's a stat.
Wow.
That's a stat, right? And that's from Ann Tweedle in the primer training.
That's like a legitimate statistic that when you move schools in CFS, kids' grades go down more.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because you're starting fresh. You're behind.
I'm like, I
Yeah.
have one credit left. I'm 28. Right. It's not a competition, though. It's fine.
Yeah, but we go through a lot of crap.
Right.
We go through a lot of crap. And of course, it's natural sometimes to feel like,
Feel
because
like
we're feeling
you feel-
powerless, you want to feel some power.
Yeah.
So then we blame ourselves.
Right.
Because if we blame ourselves, then maybe we could do something to fix it, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? So it's all these things get really
Yeah.
Well, and
kerfuffled. So it's like,
Yeah. Yeah, and well, and like we said, like empowerment is not just like a quick fix. It's a path. It's a journey. It's a way of being. You know, it's how your brain processes things. It's your thoughts, everything. So, in order to learn self-empowered tools, there's a couple of things that are needed to be done beforehand.
It says maintenance on self-empowerment strategies and maintenance. That's new. I haven't really heard that. Did you guys come up with that?
What do you mean? Sorry.
It says strategies and maintenance. Education on self-empowerment strategies and maintenance. Some people don't know that.
Yeah,
She's
sorry,
referring
that was
to
just the title of
show
this
nights.
box.
Yeah, like the convo thing.
but I liked your, tell us about the SMART. I think we talked about it a little
I'm
bit
saying I like
earlier.
that, the maintenance of self-empowerment. That's like
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
Okay, so we got 5 minutes to wrap this up, or didn't even get to one yet. So can you tell us about either Sonia or Kaylee about the SMART thing, or
Yeah,
Some
so
quick
our
tools?
first step is to set meaningful goals and then take action towards those goals. So
That's-
one of the easiest ways to remember these forms of goals is SMART. So SMART. Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely. So these are your goals.
Or if instead of specific, we can even put small.
Yeah. Well, because
Baby
it's
steps.
Baby steps, absolutely, and that's a good point, because it's we spoke about this a couple weeks ago, or the last few weeks, is break them down, because one giant goal is gonna feel very undoable.
Right.
So, and then our second one is to develop your self-awareness. So how aware you are of yourself. So your feelings, your, like the actions that you do, your responses to things, your strengths and your weaknesses. And sometimes that takes a lot of self-reflection. So even just sitting down and writing, well, we have another one over here. Make note of places or situations where you put walls up or you feel resistant. So, and try to find out why. So this is, again, you're sitting down and you're thinking and really trying to use that self-awareness. It's important to overcome situations to actually, like, acknowledge them and try to figure out what the root of that is. Our third one is learning tools for self-compassion. So self-compassion is being kind to yourself. And I know that from what we've experienced with the youth in care that we work with and we serve, it is self-compassion is not a tool that comes lightly. It, SHLEE, can you comment more to that?
Well, I mean, if you have doctors telling you for almost 2 decades of your life, you're like, that gets brainwashed into you. So, and then people remind you as you start to heal, they're like, you're really hard on yourself. It's like, I am, like, and then you're just kind of like, well, how do I stop doing that?
Exactly.
So how do you stop doing that?
How do I not being hard on myself when everyone else is, So, and that's where self-empowerment is important, because that is the tool, that is the strength that makes people more able to get over or to like survive those moments.
So
there's a balance of learning to validate yourself, but then you also need other people to help you.
People can love you till you learn to love yourself and be that support,
well,
but also reminding, like, being aware of your thoughts. Are we believing the thoughts other people put in us? Right. We talk about John Miguel Ruiz has a brilliant book, The 4 Agreements, 4 simple agreements. But the thoughts, what we think is the seed of our feeling. So if I'm thinking to myself, I'm ugly, I'm crap, then I start feeling ugly, right? So as we think it's kind of she shall be. So give yourself love, you'll feel love.
Unlearning those traumas.
4 agreements.
Yeah.
Well, but that's our time.
Thanks, you guys.
Already. It's 5-2. Isn't it?
No.
Why am I hearing music?
Oh,
it's 5-2.
No, it's just our transition.
That's the transition music. I just wanted to say thanks to Ray for the the maps today, and
thanks,
Rocky,
you guys,
and all the great prep work. Look, this is what you get when you have
social
really
work
practicum students that are brilliant.
I've learned a lot over the last month, and it's good to see you, Jaina.
Thank you.
I'm glad you're healthy.
Back.
Yeah,
I'm healthy. Yeah, getting there.
Any final thoughts, Kaylee?
Just flaws are okay. You're beautiful. I guess look in our newsletter for more information on self-empowerment.
Yeah.
But
you can post more of these maybe like next
we'll
week on
have
our
some
Facebook page.
we'll have some
Get
great tips and exercises that you can do. But it's how you live your life. It's your attitude, actions, and decisions. It's a journey, destination, and it's a way of being. You yourself, it makes you your biggest support and advocate, and it's the first step of being a change maker. Yep. We want to thank you for joining us on System Kids, and hope that you have a fabulous Tuesday night.
Goodbye.
Come back, see us voices.
Bye.
CKUW is supported by Half Pints Brewing Company. Come check out our tap room to sample and purchase our flagship and seasonal craft brews at 550 Roseberry Street. halfpintsbrewing.com. Fiercely local.
It's not just rich people that own the media.
I own my media.
I own my media.
I own my media. I own my media.
I own my media. I own my media.
The Media Co-op is a grassroots national news network that's owned by its members. Join us today at mediacoop.ca/join.
Have you ever wanted to start your own business and be your own boss? Are you part of a community that wants to start a business to help create employment for its members? If you answered yes to either of these questions, Seed Winnipeg offers a free 8-week business management training course and free business consulting after your business is launched to help you succeed. Seed Winnipeg is a non-profit organization with a mission to support employment and economic development in Winnipeg. So if you're an individual or member of a community looking to turn a great idea into a business, please call 927-9947 to register for a free information session.
Thank you for listening, and thank you for supporting Community Access Radio in Winnipeg. CKUW 95.9 FM.